Are we okay? We got to fucking... we've got to do the fucking shit that we for fucking drug abuse. No! No! Are you listening? Oh, you're gonna like this. You're really gonna fucking like this.
I'm going to freaking snap. I just recorded this video only to find out that it couldn't complete the action because I got a FaceTime while I was in the middle of making it. I'm gonna snap. Sean from Middle Grounded, and I want to say this before we start. Thank you guys again for listening. We're going to talk about Lorne Armstrong and the art of conversation. Now, humans, because we're human, he's not, we have a common pool of knowledge we can pull from. Common interests, common things like music, sports, politics, religion, whatever. We have tidbits of information in each one. We have things we like, things we believe in. So if all of us got together in a room, we could talk about Lorne. We could talk about what we liked, what we hated, what we found hilarious, and what we found scary. It doesn't matter. We'd have common ground. I was at work today listening to two people, I call it syncing up, two people talking about sports. They are each talking about a different aspect of that sport. One's talking about recruitment, the other's talking about injuries, but eventually they will sync up and start talking about the same thing. Coaching is what they came to common ground on. Lorne can't do that. He has no interests. He has no hobbies. The only way he knows to keep conversations going is, despite saying, I hate drama, is creating drama. It's the most bizarre cycle of... I do this a lot when I'm talking about him. Let's talk about his interest. The only thing I know is that he likes country music. If you ask him who sings a song, he could probably tell you. If you ask him anything about that singer, he's not going to be able to tell you. He seems to get angry if you want to know about a male country singer. I don't care anything, but I don't care about celebrities. He said that while he was talking to Winnie, and then 30 seconds later he asked her to be quiet so he could hear a story on Aretha Franklin. Lorne has nothing to talk about except other people, and I'm going to say catfish, and I mean Dan and Paul and all of them too. The only thing he has to talk about is what one catfish is doing, and he's going to tell that to another catfish. He's going to want to put him on three-way, because when he runs out of things to say one-on-one, he's got to have a third person, got to create that drama, got to go crazy, and that's how he operates. He doesn't read. He's not into sports. The only thing I know of is he watches Little House on the Prairie. He knows who the Incredible Hulk is, as he told Roy, "This ain't the Incredible Hulk, bitch," when Roy kept telling him, "You wouldn't like me when I'm angry." So I know he knows what that is. I don't hear him talking about cars. All I hear him talk about is people. And there's a reason he has no common knowledge, no common ground. His entire life, and I don't want to get too deep into this because there's another video coming out, he has been infatuated with people individually. His entire life becomes them. Now, toxic people, I've talked about, they're the ones, not just the ones that are like angry, trying to make you feel terrible, but the ones that may come in and you're doing something. Say you have a magic act. You're a magician. These are the people that instead of saying, "Oh, I really like your show," they're going to come up and immediately insert themselves into it and tell you all the things they wish that you would do. Who does that remind you of? Relationships and his catfish women. He becomes infatuated. These are the people that you meet them, they want to spend all their time with you. They want that newness. They want to tell you everything, and they want you to tell them everything. They want to jump from the beginning straight to "I love you." That's a huge part of hemophilia, but I'm not ready to go there yet. But Lorne only knows about people. His childhood stories make me want to just pass out, because I don't even think he has any real ones. Again, he was talking to Emma. God bless Emma for being able to deal with this guy. He couldn't even make the death of his cellmate interesting. It was like ASMR. I wanted to go to sleep. Lorne at Tony and Wendy's, I could only imagine. At some point, Tony and Wendy would go, oh crap, he's running out of things to say. We're going to hear the same stuff over and over again. Or he's going to snap, because that's how he keeps conversations going. He starts accusing them of cheating, starts complaining about what they're doing wrong, wanting them to change, asking them why they don't spend enough time with him, why they don't love him as much as he loves them. He doesn't have anything to talk about, so he just keeps pressing issues. Like Casey. One night he just went mental and started screaming and yelling at her, the victim of childhood trauma she is. And he starts screaming and yelling at her, telling her she needs to stand up to Paul. Then he hangs up the phone. He calls back. Casey this whole time has been very calm. He calls back and he's like, we both need to calm down. She said, I am calm, Lorne. And you know Lorne doesn't stop talking so you can answer. So she says, Lorne, I am calm. No, you're not, because you're not letting me talk. We just need to calm down. Without that, he has nothing. 3.5 hours talking to Ramona, screaming about the doctor, abusing her. It's the only way he knows to get attention. It's the only way he knows how to keep the conversation going. Again, if you and I were on the phone, we would talk about what we needed to talk about and we'd get off. Or we'd talk about something, all of a sudden we'd find a common interest and we'd go crazy. I was listening to the Ramona calls recently to see if she was talking about anything that she was interested in. Lorne, if he was smart, would have heard her say forensic files. Remember when she's staying up all night talking to God knows who? He would have heard forensic files and he would have done some research, watched a couple episodes. Then he would have something to talk to her about. You want to talk about hard? Have a 16-year-old daughter. Try to be cool. Try to talk to them. Oh my gosh. I mean, okay, Boomer, you know, that's what you're going to hear, but you have to go to movies and have shared experiences with them. He has no shared experiences with anybody. And without those, he's basically a robot. He just wants to talk about them. He wants to hear every little detail of their life so that he can pick out whatever it is, turn that 5 seconds of this is what happened into an hour about the sweatshirt with the letter D representing Dan episode, where he took that and he dragged it out. Anytime that conversation was drifting away or he was losing things to talk about, he went right back to the sweatshirt. Hey, Lorne, I want to tell you about this. Oh, I probably bet you're thinking about Dan when you're doing that. No, Lorne, I'm not. I don't want to talk. Well, we're going to talk about it. Can you imagine being so miserable that the only thing you have to talk about in your life is whether or not your partner is cheating on you? Screaming at them, yelling, accusing them, and that's all you got going on. I thought for sure he was going to tell me he read books. Not anything like, when I say tell me, you know what I mean. He would tell us that he read books. Tell us he read books. But unfortunately, he never even mentioned that. Lawrence would seem like an old school book kind of guy. Military books or something dumb, right? Some kind of like Vietnam combat books. I don't know. The kind of crap I read when I was a teenager. Special ops, you know. But he doesn't. He doesn't read. He made that Redemption channel, and the only thing he did was his workout videos, cooking. Those are like regular, everyday things for me. I mean, it's not something I would make a video on. He made a video on weak coffee. Think about that. Go watch those videos. He likes to sing. And that's about it. If you talked to him about singing, he wouldn't be able to talk to you about musical notes. He wouldn't be able to talk to you about pitch or tone or keys. melodies, harmonies, he would only be able to talk to you about singing. Yeah, I sang that song. He doesn't even dig deep into what he's interested in to learn because he wants to be Lorne the Know-It-All. And I have a video that I am working on right now dealing with why he is that way. Using technical terms, digging deep into it because it has to be exposed. But I just wanted to talk about why he can't keep a conversation going, how different he is from you and I, and why he will always be that lunatic screaming and yelling on the phone when his women are trying to be sweet or trying to tell him their interests. He just immediately doesn't want to hear about it. He wants to fight about it. He wants to strip that uniqueness away from them. He doesn't want them to have anything other than him because all he has is them, which is why he can't communicate. Sean from Middle Grounded, I love you guys. Please like, subscribe, and share, and I'll talk to you in the next one.